What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you Splinterlands content daily. We also stream over on Twitch at This Is Aftersound, so come by, say hello. We do giveaways every stream, and we do giveaways every week here on the channel. All you got to do is leave a comment with your in-game username, and I pick out my favorite ones on the weekly Q&A videos. I've also started streaming here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sunday mornings for me, which is in the U.S. Central Time. No specific time, just in the morning when I wake up with my coffee. All right, so let's dive in. This is my 5 biggest takeaways from the most recent town hall. Again, this is not a recap or a full summary. There's amazing resources for that. If you want the official written version or the summary, that's what I'm looking at here. You can get it through to the Peak D blog, or there is a link to it in the official updates on the Discord server. And then there are some other fantastic YouTubers out there. Namely, I will put out one, Dwayne Cunningham, who I like to mention, who I've learned so much from, that usually does a AMA or town hall recap in under 15 or 20 minutes or something like that. So keep an eye out for that. I'm sure he'll have one out soon. But let's go ahead and dive in. I have this page opened, and then I like to make my visual here of the 5 biggest takeaways. Now, here's the thing. In terms of overall announcements, there really wasn't much. Not like anything major or anything different. So some of the things that I am going to chat about today are maybe a little bit more off the beaten path. Let's start with some of the bigger ones though. So the first one is the CMC, or the coin market cap advertising. So from a marketing perspective, the team gets so much, I would say, negative feedback from the community for saying you guys aren't doing enough advertising, you're not getting out there. And this is with Aggro doing interviews on the floor of the NASDAQ, right? So I never fully understood that. To me, the fact that this game has grown purely off of word of mouth marketing from where it was 6 months ago to where it is today is phenomenal, right? So here you go. For everybody who's been complaining about not enough advertising, this is what the team is doing. It's something new. It's something, I guess, a little experimental. So what they're saying here is they're working with CoinMarketCap for new organic branding exposure. This is an alpha test for CoinMarketCap where they're going to be listing or advertising new platforms on their site. And Splinterlands was handpicked by the CoinMarketCap team. So even if people, the general crypto community, is not yet onto the Splinterlands kind of contagion, whatever it is, just the Splinterlands excitement, It seems like CoinMarketCap, at the very least, we're on their radar, which is always a good sign. So this will be starting or scheduled for testing on December 21st. So starting this week, which will be very exciting. Just from my advertising background, which is not very extensive, I wonder how things are going to go during the holiday season. It's always a weird time when it comes to advertising. So I would say, let's hold off judgment on how the results may happen or be for the next couple of weeks, maybe even until 2022, just because if people look at this and they're just like, oh, you know what, they're advertising and the game hasn't grown in 2 weeks. Well, you know what, nobody's focused on this. Everybody's focused on opening presents and welcoming the new year and partying. So seeing family, all that fun stuff. So I'm excited for it. I think this is great. I hope that it becomes money well spent, because advertising and marketing, if done incorrectly, and I know from personal experience, if done incorrectly, can just be a huge financial drain that doesn't really benefit you. So I really hope that something cool, something unique like this, and a partnership with CoinMarketCap will be solid for the team and solid for the game overall. Okay, number 2, and there was a post about this, and then they kind of addressed it head on, and Yabbamat got to talk about it, but Yabbamat is transitioning from CTO to CPO, which is the Chief Product Officer. Now, Agrod and Yabbamat, I believe, are the 2 co-founders, or at least the 2 main co-founders for the game. So to me, and again, this is just an outsider looking in. I have no insider information. First of all, I want to congratulate Yabbamat on this. I think it's fantastic. Second, the praise that he gets from the other team members, I just want to echo that sentiment. It's not that like I would hear frustration or, just kind of a drain or tiredness from Yabbamat, but it's just like he was doing so much to get this game off the ground and to really, in such a difficult time too, right? Because as I understand it, there was 8,000 players in the summer, and now 6 months later, we have over, I think, about 500,000, maybe something like that. The numbers are kind of like way up. So the idea that he was kind of handling, holding down the fort entirely by himself was very impressive. We appreciate all the hard work that the entire team puts in. And then happy for Yabbamat at this point to be able to now focus on what he loves rather than having to take care of every single thing. And to kind of piggyback off of that, just want to say, hard point, if you ever get a chance to listen to this, I don't know when or how you would, but if you do, or if anybody here listens to it that knows hard point, I think he is doing a fantastic job. I came in at the end of August, and the way that the game has grown, and I'm not even talking about the game, but just the communication around the game, the organization around the way things are happening, roadmaps, all this stuff. I think Hardpoint is doing a phenomenal job. So to me, seeing the team grow like this, seeing the team kind of now put specialists in their specialists role. So, Hardpoint taking over the CTO position, Yabbamat taking over the CPO position, or I guess introducing the CPO position. This is going to be great because there's nothing more revitalizing than focusing on only the things you want to focus on, right? No matter what you do in life, if you're doing something that you don't care for, even if you love the overall project, and obviously for Yabbamat and Agro, like this is their baby, right? This is their baby. They created this from nothing. And so to now have the ability to not take care of all of the stuff that you aren't good at or you don't enjoy doing, there's a certain type of energy that you get. And I cannot wait to see what 2022 will look like for Splinterlands as the team builds out and you get the right people in the right roles. Again, not saying that anybody was doing anything bad. It's just everybody had to wear multiple hats, it seems. Again, I'm talking from the outside only. So seeing things like this, and as somebody who has previously and know people who work in like these corporate environments, when people get to focus on the things they love, it's just better for everybody all around. So very, very happy for both Yabbamat, Hardpoint, and actually just happy for the team in general. It seems like a lot of things are being taken off of plates because the team has grown, I think, to over 70 people, which is phenomenal. Did they have something here about team growth? Yeah, look at that. There are just over 70 Splinterlands team members now. Amazing. And they're still hiring more. So PSA out there for those of you interested. There is a link here to the breezy.hr website, I guess, which is where they're posting their positions. So if you are I don't know. I thought they had something here. Okay, never mind. But if you are looking to get involved, definitely check that out. Also, I just kind of randomly noticed that there is something about a song contest here. As a musician, that might be of interest to me, so I'm just going to... Sorry for the quick aside. Okay, let's go back to it. I just had to bookmark it. Oh, there it is. Let's go back to here. Number 3, speaking of song related, this was kind of an offhand mention, but there was talk about a partnership with an A-list rapper. Here's the note here, and they spoke to it more obviously in the AMA. Now, here's the thing. I'm not gonna get all worked up and excited about this. Not that I think anybody's doing anything negatively, but it's just like a partnership. The definition of a partnership is very subjective, and I would say the definition of A-list these days can be very subjective too. I'm interested and I'm excited to see the type of relationships that Splinterlands can develop with influencers, such as an A-list rapper. But again, until we know who it is and until that person or that rapper actually does something to interact with the game and introduce the game to their audience or be part of the community, we're just, I don't know what that means, right? I guess I don't want to get overly excited for it, although I do like the fact that, I do like the idea of it. I do like the idea that there could be potential partnerships. Now, when I think about A-list rappers, and I don't know anything, this is not even speculation because I don't think it's this person, right? But I think about somebody like Snoop Dogg, who is an A-list rapper, who is very much in the NFT game and has been buying NFTs like crazy, right? So here's the deal. At least for me, what's most important to me about this specific takeaway is I don't want it to be, or I would prefer it not to be some kind of like endorsement deal, right? Where it's like we're paying someone or they're getting some kind of benefit to, to hold up a Splinterlands card and smile, right? Like it's just, I would love, I would rather it be a B-list or C-list person who has significant influence that comes in, but actually freaking loves the game and loves to play and just understands what the team is going for and wants to be part of that community, right? So that's where my thoughts are on this. And obviously we'll have to wait until there's more information, but the fact that they've been discussing it more means hopefully there will be some kind of official announcement soon. Okay, so let's get into some of the other ones. Now, I've just put DEC value here, and let's go down to the DEC section. So the future plans for the team is they want to introduce more ways to have DEC burns, right? Now, what does burning DEC do? Ideally, that drives the value of each individual token upwards, right? Whereas the more that gets printed, and I've talked about this before, and there's a ton being printed, that dilutes it and therefore drives the value down. So implementing certain things like skins or avatars as ways to burn DEC, I think are going to be really important. Now, I did a video on this a while back, and it's something that still continues to worry me to this day. I know I have confidence that the team, not that I know, but I have plenty of confidence that the team is working on this and trying to figure out a way to make it make sense. But, if DEC were to go back to its peg, that would mean that there would only be $1,000 US dollars of prizes, right? Of like a reward pool given out every single day for a game with like 500,000 people now. Now that's different. When this thing is like up on its peg, right? So at some point it was like 1.5 cents, meaning that it was 15x. That meant that 15 million more were being produced and the value was higher. So the thing is, this will become very, very deflationary very quickly if it goes back to its peg. And I feel like that could suck all of the rewards out of the system, right? And so again, I'm not trying to FUD because I do believe the team is figuring out how to mitigate this. And it's part of the reason why I believe that SPS rewards for ranked battle wins are probably going to be a big, big addition so that, whatever happens with DEC and its peg, obviously we've seen that the market is going to market. It's going to dictate the price of DEC. And the team has not no control or little control, but it's just, the market is going to market. So I think adding in SPS will be important for that. And the other thing here that was listed is teams want to continue to drive value through DEC to motivate players to continue to earn DEC through playing the game and buying cards. So, here's the thing. DEC is meant to be a currency. Now, I know that I've been somewhat bearish on DEC, especially when it was higher. And I'm not the kind of person to say told you so now that it's like 0.005. But again, even though I was bearish, I'm worried about what would happen to the game economy if it were to go to its peg or below its peg. And I know the team has talked about this, so I know they're thinking about it. And while I agree with the team and Aggroed when he's mentioned that they don't want to mess with the algorithm, it's interesting to see that they want to drive value to DEC as it is only a soft peg, right? Because the higher the value of DEC, the more gets printed, right? So now it's not only is each DEC worth more for each individual token, but now there's more of them being given out as rewards. So if they're not going to take it off the peg, they have to do things to either drive value towards it or, ways to burn it to reduce the overall supply. So again, these were some great questions in the AMA portion, and we don't have any kind of concrete answers yet. But, the answers at least give me the confidence to know that the team is thinking about these things, and everything that they've done so far has been in the interests of the long-term health of the game. So I'm sure there is some kind of plan here, even though we don't know what it is. And obviously I can't articulate and don't want to speculate on that, or at least speculate any more than I have already. All right, last thing, this is going to be a quick one, but this is a cool little tidbit, and hopefully it ends up being the case. But the daily quest, let's see if I can find it here. It was listed somewhere here, although I did hear them talk about it as well. But let me just see if I can find it. The daily quest is going to be something that you can complete in either format. So once modern format comes out, and you'll have these two formats that you can play in. And one of the interesting things that they mentioned as well is that you might just have one ECR pool that you can go back and forth across, right? So it's just like you have one ECR that goes down every single time you play a game. It doesn't matter whether it's modern or wild. And there's essentially a button each time you hit battle that says choose modern or choose wild format. So I think this will be cool. Not that I ever expected it to be anything different, but it's nice to see some kind of confirmation. Now, here's the thing. I only own cards primarily for the what's that called? The daily, for the modern format, right? I do own maybe one or two of the older cards. I think actually maybe just outside of Wood Nymph, I don't think I own anything else. So that being the case, it's not really for me, but it is nice to see for others that they will have the flexibility to jump in and out of whichever format makes most sense for them to complete their daily quests. So, yeah, I literally cannot wait for modern format. I'm still getting crushed by these older cards, even with a leveled up deck in silver. So I cannot wait until it comes out, and I cannot wait to see what it does for the overall game economy, allowing newer players to be able to, be a little bit more competitive in many areas. And I don't know why they're saying May. I think they already said that they were planning to reduce the collection power, but that in and of itself, I think will be a huge, huge boost for the smaller, it's not smaller, but for the newer players or the players that have kind of limited decks. So that actually is all I have for you in the 5 takeaways. Hopefully you got something out of this. And if you are finding it entertaining or valuable, I would very much appreciate if you would consider liking and subscribing. It is a free and easy way to support the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Have a great, great rest of your day.